In the ancient days of Tamriel, when the arcane arts were shrouded in secrecy and wielded by a select few, a transformative figure emerged from the heart of the Somerset Isle, a young Breton named Vanus Galerion. Born in the illustrious city of Alinor, Vanus demonstrated an extraordinary aptitude for magic, a talent that both mystified and excited his kin. His prowess with the arcane arts was evident even in his formative years, casting spells with an ease only seen in the most gifted of magi. The fame of his budding talents soon reached the ears of the Sijic Order, the revered and enigmatic organization of mage monks who resided on the secluded Isle of Artaeum. The Sijics, known for their mastery over time and magical forces incomprehensible to most, saw potential in this young mage. Under a veiled sky and the watchful eyes of the more ancient wise ones, Vanus was taken to Artaeum, to be trained in the utmost mysteries of the arcane by the Sijic Rightmaster, Iachesis. Under the meticulous tutelage of Rightmaster Iachesis, Vanus was introduced to the deep and ancient magics that formed the very bedrock of the Sijic arts. He learned to weave spells with precision, to bend time to his will, and to harness the latent forces of the universe. In the halls of the Sephora Tower, where time seemed to stand still, Vanus's skills flourished. Yet, even as he delved into the complexities of the Sijic teachings, a flicker of dissatisfaction began to grow within him. Vanus saw the beauty and power of magic, not as something to be hidden away and guarded jealously, but as a tool that could better the world. He often questioned the Sijic's need for secrecy and their restrictive teachings, envisioning instead a world where the knowledge of magic could be freely accessed by all who had the will to learn. He imagined the wonders that could be achieved if the barriers of secrecy were broken down and magic was allowed to flourish openly among the people of Tamriel. The more Vanus spoke of his ideals, the more friction grew between him and the Sijic Order. The Order, steeped in centuries of tradition and caution, regarded such ideas with a mix of concern and disapproval. To them, the unmitigated spread of magical knowledge could lead to chaos and ruin, a threat too great to risk. But to Vanus, the potential for enlightenment and progress far outweighed the dangers. Driven by his vision and an unyielding desire for change, Vanus made a momentous decision. He would leave the Sijic Order and pursue a path that aligned with his ideals. Thus began the journey of Vanus Galerion, a path that would not only forge a new era for the magical community, but would also birth one of the most influential institutions in Tamriel, the Mages Guild. And so, Vanus Galerion departed from the Isle of Artaeum, carrying with him the profound knowledge and skills imparted by his Psijic mentors, but also a burning vision of a world transformed by the shared power of magic. This was just the beginning of a tale that would forever alter the landscape of magical education and practice across Tamriel. As Vanus Galerion continued to hone his skills and deepen his understanding of the arcane, his discontent with the Sijic Order became an ever-growing shadow over his studies. Each spell he mastered and each ancient secret he uncovered only solidified his belief. Magic should not be the privilege of a secluded elite, but a gift to be shared with all who sought enlightenment. He began to speak out more boldly, voicing his revolutionary ideas within the hallowed halls of Sephora Tower. His words echoed with passion and a vision of a Tamriel transformed by the open exchange of magical knowledge. These sentiments, however, did not sit well with the Sijic Order. The Order cherished its traditions and the sanctity of its ancient, esoteric knowledge. Heated debates erupted between Vanus and his fellow Sijics, particularly with the elder members who staunchly defended their ways. The Rightmaster Iachesis, once his mentor, now found himself at odds with his promising apprentice. The tension reached a boiling point, and after a particularly impassioned argument, Vanus made a choice that would change history. He would leave the Sijic Order and pursue a path aligned with his ideals. With a heavy heart but an unyielding resolve, Vanus departed the Isle of Artaeum. His journey took him across the diverse and treacherous lands of Tamriel. In each province he visited, Vanus sought out mages who, like him, believed in the open dissemination of magical knowledge. His charisma and zeal proved infectious, and he began to attract a small but dedicated band of followers. However, not all welcomed his ideals with open arms. He was met with opposition from entrenched magical traditions and jealously guarded secrets. Nevertheless, his unwavering conviction and the compelling allure of his vision slowly won over many. Through his tireless efforts and the loyalty of his newfound companions, Vanus laid the foundation for the Mages Guild. This new organization was unlike any seen before. Dedicated to the study, sharing, and ethical practice of magic, it offered education, resources, and protection to all its members. From the aspiring novice to the seasoned battle mage, the Mages Guild opened its doors to those who wished to learn and practice magic. The Guild's principles of equality and collective knowledge resonated with many, and its ranks swelled with magi of diverse backgrounds. Vanus's democratic leadership was a beacon for those disillusioned with the old ways, but it also drew the ire of those who saw the Mages Guild as a threat to their power and influence. Rival organizations and traditionalist factions viewed the Guild as a disruptive force. Political machinations and attempts to undermine the Guild became commonplace, yet Vanus remained undeterred. He channeled his efforts into drafting laws and codes of conduct for the Guild, establishing a framework that would guide its members in the responsible and ethical use of magic. These regulations were not merely bureaucratic details. They were a manifestation of Vanus's vision. He sought to ensure that magic, while accessible to all, was wielded with wisdom and care. The Mages Guild would be a bastion of learning and morality, a safeguard against the reckless or malicious use of the arcane. Under his guiding hand, the Guild crafted principles of non-interference in political affairs, respect for life, and the pursuit of knowledge for the betterment of society. Through trials and tribulations, Vanus Galerion's dream became a reality. The Mages Guild thrived, a testament to his vision and leadership. Even as conflicts simmered and challenges arose, Vanus's dedication never wavered. His legacy would be one of both profound change and enduring enlightenment, as he carved a new path through the annals of Tamriel's magical history. Under the visionary guidance of Vanus Galerion, the Mages Guild blossomed into a formidable beacon of knowledge and enlightenment, its influence spreading across the vast expanse of Tamriel. The Guild's libraries overflowed with tomes of arcane wisdom, and its halls echoed with the lively discourse of mages from every corner of the continent. Students and scholars alike came to regard the Mages Guild as the pinnacle of magical learning and an unrivaled sanctuary for those who sought the truth behind the mysteries of the arcane. Yet, this ascension was not without peril. The Guild's prominence made it a target for power-hungry rivals who coveted its influence, scheming nobles who feared its potential, and even internal dissenters who questioned its direction. Vanus navigated through these turbulent waters with unwavering determination, employing both his diplomacy and his profound magical abilities to protect and reinforce the Guild. Of all the Guild's adversaries, none posed a greater threat than the despotic King Relus XII of Shornhelm. Consumed by a lust for power and driven by dark influences, Relus sought to undermine the Guild, seeing it as an impediment to his ambitions. He employed every trick in the book, from political subterfuge to direct aggression, hoping to dismantle the institution Vanus had built. The climax of this confrontation came in a dramatic duel that has since become legend. Determined to defend his life's work, Vanus Galerion confronted King Relus XII alone, facing the corrupted monarch in his own citadel. In a display of unparalleled magical prowess, Vanus unleashed the full extent of his arcane mastery. Spells of incredible power filled the air, and the very elements seemed to bend to Vanus's will. The battle was fierce, but the outcome was never in doubt. Vanus defeated the corrupted king, vanquishing the threat and solidifying his legacy as a mage of unmatched skill and courage. With the defeat of Relus XII, the Mages Guild's position in Tamriel was cemented. No longer could anyone deny the Guild's rightful place in the annals of history. Vanus's vision, a world where magic was a beacon of hope and progress, accessible to all who sought to harness it ethically, began to take deeper root. The arcane arts were no longer the sole province of secret societies and shadowy enclaves. They were a source of light, illuminating the path forward for the peoples of Tamriel. As the years passed and the Guild continued to thrive, Vanus recognized the time had come to step down from his formal leadership role. Age had not dimmed his intellect or his spirit, but he knew that fresh perspectives were needed to guide the guild into the future. He entrusted the guild to his trusted colleagues and the next generation of mages, confident that they would uphold the principles he had fought so hard to establish. In his later years, reflecting upon his remarkable journey, Vanus began to pen his memoirs. He poured his vast reservoir of wisdom, insights, and experiences into these writings, creating a treasure trove of knowledge that would inspire and educate countless future generations of mages. His memoirs were more than just historical records. They were a testament to the power of vision and perseverance. Vanus Galerion's story is a brilliant blaze that forever changed the magical landscape of Tamriel. His life's work left an indelible mark, ensuring that the arcane arts were no longer confined to the shadows, but illuminated for the benefit of all. His legacy lives on within the hallowed halls of the Mages Guild, a testament to the enduring power of a single visionary who dared to challenge the status quo and transform the world with the light of magecraft.